Hello everyone and welcome to another video. This time we're going to be looking at the life of Burnley football legend John Connely. On October the 25th, 1961, goals from Burnley duo Ray Pointer and John Connely gave England a 2-0 win over Portugal at Wembley. Back then the players finished the game, hit the bath and then went out on the town with their fans a couple of hours later. It was football and for a different generation, and John Connely was a player from a different generation. He was a joiner-turned footballer turned Brierfield fish and chip shop owner who never forgot where he came from and never forgot those who were there with him as he rose to glory. John's footballing career won him admirers at all of his clubs during his time at Burnley, Manchester United, Blackburn Rovers and Bury. He was a winger who could dazzle, while off the field he made lifelong friends along the way and post-career garnered a whole new set of fans of his fish and chips. Connolly's place became a mecca, a must-visit trippy with food just as good as a conversation. Standing behind his counter, John would chew the fat with football fans while cod and chips fried. He rarely broadcast his football career and would never enter a debate about the merits or otherwise of the modern day wage. But you knew he had been there and you couldn't miss the giant painting of the 1962 Cup final between Burnley and Spurs hanging proudly on the wall. The eagle-eyed could spot in the picture that the man flying down the wing, bedecked in claret and blue, was the very same as was trotting away in his chippy uniform of white coat and hat. Over the years, a few outsiders were open-mouthed when the realisation hit. As a player, Connolly's mesmeric skill earned the praise of no lesser light than George Best, who was fulsome in his book. This was a man who was a league champion and an FA Cup runner-up with the Clarets. He also won the league with Manchester United and was with England for 2 World Cups in 1962 and the winning 1996 side. Whilst at Old Trafford as a teammate at best, he was the start of the club's celebrity culture. John's wife Sandra appeared in a TV programme about the Wags of '66, yet got the feeling that sort of title didn't sit too easily. John was a man from humble beginnings in St Helens. He was spotted while playing for his hometown club in a game with Rolls-Royce at Barnoldswick. Burnley had sent scouts to watch another player, but were so impressed with Connely that they took him to Turf Moor and had him on a contract in days. Aware of the fickle nature of football fare, his father insisted he kept up his work as a joiner and took a job at Bank Hall Pit just in case football never worked out. Because of that, John was viewed as one of our own by the long side. The fans adored him, the football world adored him. Yet for all of his playing glory outside football, his hotbed of East Lancashire, many people connect his name with Alf Ramsey's wingless wanderers of the 1966 World Cup. John, by then a Manchester United player, took to the field in the first game of the tournament against Uruguay, but the South Americans showed no interest in attack and England couldn't break through and the match finished a dull 0-0. Ramsey made changes to his team and John was left out and the rest, as they say, was history. He never pulled on the Three Lions shirt again, and in later years he admitted to being choked at his omission, but was always fiercely proud of being part of the greatest time in the nation's football history. He didn't get a winner's medal in 1966, but after decades of campaigning from fans, John and the rest of the squad members finally received their reward in 1999, when it was decided they should finally be honoured. John grinned at the reward. He was thrilled to bits with his part in the famous triumph at Wembley being rewarded. The 40-odd year wait for a long overdue prize suddenly seemed worth it for a man regarded as one of the nice guys off the field and lethal on it. For an outside half, or winger in modern terms, John's career goals came at a ratio of better than 1 in 3 games. a strike rate that many strikers now or at any time would envy. Living in picturesque Pendleside for decades, John and his family were familiar faces, and he always stopped for a chat. He was also a man who put something back into the community that gave him all the adulation over the years and helped keep the magistrates' court system ticking over as he served as a justice of the peace, mainly at Reedley. For years, John and a couple of old mates used to enjoy a Wednesday night out around Brierfield and Nelson. Once a week, he put a pub football ball in his place by digging into his pocket and pulling out an England cap. From that moment on, the ball listened rather than spouted when John spoke about football. Once in the long gone and much missed Wagon and Horses pub across the road from Connelly's place, the then Burnley player and Sunderland player Gary Rowell was receiving the adulation of a group as he held court in the corner of the bar and recounted stories of his time in the game. John walked in and Rowell, a real student of the game, told the fans that they should be looking at John. Now he was a footballer, said Rowell, and his chips are something else. And Gary Rowell had hit the nail on the head. And there ends the video on the career and life of John Connely. I would like to say that the pictures came from the Lancashire Evening Telegraph, and that is where I researched the article, and I did take a few extracts from that, so they will be credited at the end of this video. And I would point out that I didn't even know that the Connelly's Fish and Chip Shop was connected to this footballing legend until last week when a local resident informed me of it, so I thought I'd do some research and do a video. Anyway, thank you for listening. Please do like, share and subscribe. Look at the other videos on my channel. There's plenty of variety there now, over 100 videos. Just click on the avatar of the railway signals. You will see it in a circle and that'll take you to my channel and you can have hours of fun. Isn't that great? Till the next video, take care of yourselves and goodbye.